anybody there? I have a notification. I can't see you guys. Okay, there. Now my head's not cut off. Hi. Hey guys, I'm out here working on a piece and I just thought I would pop in and go live because I'm doing blending. And what's the #1 question I get? But of course, blending. So I'm going to work on this piece with you guys and show you the 3 colors I'm working with, which are 3 new colors for me to be blending with. And I think they look really pretty together. So pop on and tell me you're watching. Tell me where you're watching from. This piece I'm working on is a little 3-drawer chest, and the 2 drawers I took out because these drawers are wood stained. And hi Terry, yay, hey sweetie. So these 2 drawers are wood stained drawers and I don't want to get paint on them. So that's why these are out of here. They're not going to be painted. So I'm just working on the body of this. And then actually I'm doing a repair on a piece for down here. Hi, oh hi dude, how are you guys? Yay. So I'm doing a repair on this piece down here, so I'm not going to worry too much about this bottom either because I have to come back and finish that. So you guys can see okay. I'm going to start on the face and then I'll come over and do the side here. The 3 colors I have out tonight are, let me find my paint. So my body, I did a base of Dixie Belle Boss in white. Hi Patience, hi Tara. Dixie Belle Boss in white, and then the base coat that you see here is just one really thin coat. Oh hi Terry, I'm actually painting tonight. This isn't just me yapping at you guys. So my base is a coat of Dixie Belle Driftwood, and then the colors I'm blending into Driftwood are Dixie Belle Chocolate. You guys, I just posted about how my paint cans look. This is legit how my paint cans look. I'm a messy, straight out of the container painter. No FIFO bottles here. Hi Susan. It's a really pretty piece too. I can't wait to show this one. It's going to be my holiday piece. So I'm blending in some chocolate, which is a nice warm brown. I think coffee bean would actually work good for this look too. And then I have Gravel Road, and I chose Gravel Road because Gravel Road has warm undertones. It's a dark gray, but it has really warm undertones. And when you thin it out, you really see the browns in it a little bit more. So when I put these 3 colors together, you can kind of see the direction I'm going. It's very muted, but still with a little variation in the color. Hi Pamela, hey Linda. So if you guys can see my piece okay, I'm going to take myself out of the picture because you don't need to look at me and my fan. A little bit fuzzy. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to work down here in this corner. So I'll show you that first. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have my mister bottle and I'm going to get my surface a little bit wet. I want to darken the corners. Let me show you this part over here that I've already done. So if I bring you up here, I need to blend this a little bit more. But you can see I'm just really trying to emphasize the corners of my piece and the feet. So down here, I just darken the corners ever so slightly. And then when I put, hey Stephanie, hey, you're in California right now, huh? You're in my neck of the woods, girl. How's your trip going? So then when I'm going to emphasize this with waxes. So once my paint is all dry, I will take these dark colors that I softened with paint, and I will emphasize the gradation with waxes too. And it's so dramatic. Let me know you guys if you can see what you want or if I need to move my camera a little bit. So I wetted my surface with my mister bottle and I'm putting a coat of the driftwood on. So I'm going to hit it liberally with the driftwood. I just had one coat of driftwood on here as my base, and then I'm putting another coat on it. And I'm only going to work in this little like L section here right now because I'm really just wanting to focus on the corners. Because once I have this all painted, I'm going to come back and add some white into some of these crevices like up here. You guys, can I tell you something since you're watching this? What does this look like to you? Everyone tell me what this looks like. I want to see if it's just me. This is on my piece. What does that look like? And I'll tell you why in a minute after you guys tell me what you think it looks like. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. Hi, Nicole. Oh, yeah, I know. I haven't been live in a really long time, especially on this page. Okay, so I've got my base coat of driftwood on here, and then I'm going to come back and I've got a second brush. I'm just using my Wooster Shortcut brushes. It looks like a mustache. Thank you. It looks like a mustache. Okay, thank you. I couldn't paint this piece because this is burl. That's burled wood on there. So I couldn't paint it. But I'm like, oh, it looks like a mustache. Maybe no one else will notice. And then my husband came out and he was like, is that a mustache piece? And I was like, damn it. So I can't paint it. It's burl, but I'm gonna probably put like a mold on there and try to disguise it. I'll see what it looks like because it looks like a mustache. So I have my coat of driftwood on. I just put a fresh coat on here. I'm dipping into my chocolate, and actually I just have paint on the lid, and I'm just gonna dab my brush into chocolate. I'm gonna take my chocolate and I'm just gonna hit this bottom portion right here. And I have the driftwood on there, but it makes this creamy, soft, brown, gray color. So they're totally blending together right now, and that's okay. I'm gonna get a little more chocolate. And I'm gonna bring it over this way a little bit. My brush is getting a little dry, so I just sprayed my brush with some water. I wanna come down. Really just wanna make some drama on these corners. And then it'll carry across the bottom. Can you show what holds your phone to do these videos? You guys wanna see what holds my phone? I have a really nice 18-inch, what's it called? A Diva Ring light. It's not the Diva Ring brand, it's Zoni, I think it's called. But I'm just using I'm taking my phone off right now. Can you guys see this? It's, I don't know if you guys saw that or not. No, it's on a tripod. It's a little tripod. My phone is on a little tripod. Yeah. So I'm not using my good one right now with the light on it because my natural light is pretty good right now. This is just my, my garage has windows in it. So I just have you guys on a tripod with my natural light. There's nothing better than natural light when you've got it. Like all of my photos that I take, you guys have probably known this for a while. I didn't have a staging wall for a long time. I'm going to in my new house. I took all my photos outside in 100% natural light, and the only edits I make to my photos are cropping and adding a watermark, because I really feel like natural light gives you beautiful color when you can get it. I know it's not always available. I've taken some photos inside where I would come inside into my garage and set up a backdrop and stuff, and they just don't look the same. Okay. So I added in a little bit of the gravel road just to darken this, and you guys will see it's not pretty right now. This is really abrupt. It doesn't look good. But this was just to lay the colors on, get the areas darker. I'm going to come back with my brush that has the driftwood on it, and I'm going to brush over those a little bit. And then I'm going to show you guys a secret weapon. Something you will love when you try it. If I can find it. Hang on. Okay. This is one of the new Dixie Belle brushes. This is their oval medium. I used to use their natural bristle brush, but I like this one. It doesn't lose as many bristles as the natural bristle brushes do. So this is their new synthetic brushes in the oval medium. I'm going to bring you in a little bit here. And this area that does not look smooth and blended, when I take this totally dry brush, in fact, I just dried it off with my rag, so it's super dry because it will start to get wet the more you use it. Dry brush and go over them. And I just softened that transition right there to where it's nearly invisible. You guys saw how abrupt it was at first, so I'm going to come and do this with all of my transitions. everywhere my dark gray, because this is a subtle color difference. This isn't one of my more bold ones. This is a very subtle color difference. I want to darken this little leg down here a little bit. Yes, chocolate is great for shading. You guys, chocolate is a great color. You know, I don't paint a lot of pieces brown, but I use chocolate a lot for shading. I'm going to come down here and darken the top of this foot right here. I'm going to add some white onto these feet so they'll have really nice contrast. This piece is actually going to be a bathroom vanity. So when I'm done, I'm going to coat it like crazy with Dixie Belle Gator Hide because it's water repellent. And then it will be suited for going into a bathroom. All right, so I darkened this little leg down here. Hope you guys can see that. I'm going back with my driftwood and I'm gonna lighten it a little bit. My dry brush that I'm gonna make sure is extra dry because I'm not trying to add paint or water or anything. And I'm gonna brush the dark and the light together with my dry brush. Totally smooth that out. This is my secret weapon, you guys. Do I sand my gator hide in between coats? I wouldn't even call it sanding. I'm trying to raise my camera up. I wouldn't even call it sanding. I take a sanding sponge, which I don't have out with me to show you right now. I take a 120 grit sanding sponge that's worn down and I just brush my piece. Single pass brush it. I'm not sanding. I'm not trying to remove any paint. I'm not trying to remove anything. It's only to knock down the little nubs of dust that get stuck in your paint. So I see people ask that a lot. Do you sand? I wouldn't even call it sanding because it's really just brushing my piece. It makes a huge difference in your final product to just give that light sand in between coats of gator hide. Just brush it with a sanding sponge. This is my driftwood. Waiting for the paint to dry before adding another color. So you guys can see that this my base color is driftwood, and it's dried overnight. So my base coat is dry overnight. I'm not taking any paint off when I'm doing this. If you don't wait long enough for your paint to dry, you can start to take your base coat off. But once Dixie Belle dries overnight, I never have problems unless I really overwork the paint. I don't have problems with pulling my base coat off. Can you share your secret weapon? I just showed you guys my secret weapon. I'll show it again up here, okay? So I'm putting on a base coat of another coat of my driftwood, which was my base color. This is really just to give it like kind of a wet surface for me to work on. I don't want to get paint on my mustache. Not this mustache, this mustache. So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm going to try to camouflage that. If I can't camouflage it, I will come back and paint over the mustache. Okay, so I put my driftwood on. I'm going to go back into my chocolate. My lid's getting a little bit dry, so I'm going to dip into my container. This is why they look like such a hot mess. Barely any paint on the brush. And I'm going to bring it up here into this corner. Get the top of this piece. I really just want to, I'm just highlighting. This just kind of establishes where I want the color. Probably across the bottom here. It will be a little bit darker. I'm going to get a little more chocolate on my brush. I chose chocolate because the bathroom that this is going into is warm gray tones. And so driftwood can be kind of a cooler color, and I want to warm it up a little bit. So, that very well, huh? I'm trying to raise you guys up a little bit. This is my janky tripod. My other one's much nicer. Okay, you can kind of see that. Now I'm going to go back, the same brush I just put chocolate on, I'm going to go back and put a little bit of Gravel Road. Gravel Road's really dark, so I don't want too much. I'd rather have to add more than get too much. Little bit of Gravel Road. And I had the wet coat of the driftwood on here, so I'm really working it to this, and I'm just working in this little area right now. hitting it with more gravel road because I do want to carry this out a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to come back with my driftwood. You guys can see it's not a smooth change. You see it has that circle effect. That's so annoying and people get so frustrated with. I have that right now. I'm adding a little bit more of my driftwood just so it's nice and fresh. And I'm going to come back here with my totally dry brush. Am I blurry? Maybe I have autofocus on. Okay, totally dry brush, my Dixie Belle Oval Medium. These new brushes do come in several sizes. My favorites are this Oval Medium for exactly the reason I'm showing you guys here. And then the, it's a 2-inch flat called a Mini. Donna, you're going to be at the conference. I'm so excited. I actually was looking at air flights and hotels and stuff last night. Oh, I forgot my affiliate link. I do. Jenny, if you can hang out until the end of this, I will send you my affiliate link. It's, yeah, I should have put that on here. Totally dry brush, and I'm going to brush these two together. And I'm just, and then over here where I darken this area, I'm going to bring you guys in. I like this. It's very, very, very subtle. When I'm looking at this wet paint, it's very subtle. If you guys have done this for a while, you know that once you put a top coat on chalk paint, it's like putting water on concrete. It deepens those colors. So this looks very, very subtle in person, but when I put a top coat on this, it's going to deepen those colors and you'll see that contrast, even though it's a slight shading here. I'm going to turn my piece and work on the side. Thanks, Jenny. I'm sorry, I should have posted it in the heading on my, but this was a surprise live. I wasn't planning on this tonight. And I'm a little rusty too. Okay, so this is the side of my piece, and I'm just repeating the same steps over and over again. Because this is a little bit larger surface and I want a little more water, I'm going to use my regular spray bottle. I'm sorry, my phone keeps auto-focusing, guys. Okay, so I just liberally sprayed that, and I'm going to put a fresh coat of driftwood on. I already have a coat of driftwood on here. Fresh coat of driftwood going on, the whole thing. I wish I had my flat minis clean right now. I love using them. They're my new favorites, but I don't have them clean. I only have 2 of them because they're in such high demand. And they're brand new, so I don't have a whole stockpile of them yet. I have a ton of these, so I'm just using my Wooster shortcut. I would choose my Dixie Belle brush if I could right now. But they're just washed, and so they're wet. I have like 3 pieces going right now. Thank you. Where is it usually? Where's my affiliate link, Donna? Or where's the conference? Hi, Lisa. I'm glad to be back live. It's been a long time. We're building a house, you guys. We just ordered our granite slabs today. Picked out the slabs. That was fun. I'm going to come down here and do this foot right here too, because I'm going to work all of this at the same time. Do this little side piece here. This is just a fresh coat of driftwood. Hi, Emily. Hi, Kim. Okay, so I've got a nice fresh base coat. This look, like I've told you guys, is a subtle look. I'm not trying to create like dramatic color changes. I'm just shading some portions. So now I've got my driftwood on. I'm going to take my brush. I'm using the same brush for driftwood and for gravel road. And I'm getting for chocolate and gravel road. So I just dipped it in and got a little bit of chocolate. I got a little more this time because the area I'm working in is bigger. I'm going to make just like a U shape. I don't want to shade the whole thing and do really dramatic shading. Look at you in a short. It's snowing. You guys, it's like 80 degrees in California today. I'm in shorts and a tank top. It's warm. I have my garage door shut because it was too bright. The sun was too bright. I'm going to go down this line right here. Get more chocolate. I'm going to go down this line right here. I'll work it out a little bit. Get a little more chocolate. I'm going to come up from the bottom with a really short brush stroke. And then I'm going to go horizontal on that. Like I said, it's going to be this U shape, and it looks terrible right now. Hi, Vicky. I want it to be noticeable, so I'm adding a little more color. I'm letting it go onto my little side pieces right here because it'll kind of fade out. Okay, now I'm going to get some gravel road, a little bit heavier than we did on the front, just some gravel road. And I'm going to really darken the crevices. I'm not going to carry it out as far as the chocolate. Just going to get those crevices nice and dark. I want to get these bottom corners nice and dark. I'm not going to do up here. I just really want this U shape that I got going on. Now I'm going to take my driftwood brush again. I'm going to brush it into those colors. It's getting a little dry, which makes it tacky. That's what you'll start feeling as your brush sticks. If your brush is sticking, wet your surface. As long as you keep it wet, you can keep working this paint as much as you, well, I mean, there are limits, I guess. Okay. Fresh coated driftwood, secret weapon. Oh, you see my transfers? I'm not all unpacked yet, you guys. I'm trying to get shelves up still to get all my stuff unpacked. So that is my box of transfers. That's not even all of them either. Not covering my new floors. I knew putting my floors in that they were going to get painted on. So no, they're not going to be covered. I chose these floors because they're very utilitarian. I did an engineered vinyl plank on my garage floor. It is waterproof. Furniture slides on it really easily, and it's going to get paint on it. It was very inexpensive. It went in easily and quickly, and it was meant to be functional. My totally dry brush, you guys. I keep drying it off, in fact. This is my totally dry brush. And I'm working those colors together. I don't like this down here. I need a little more driftwood. I'm going to re-wet this and add in some fresh driftwood, which means it's going to lighten my other colors, so I'm going to have to come back with my dark colors too. So I'm going to come back with a little bit of chocolate, keeping it wet. Maintaining this sort of U shape I got going on here. A little bit of gravel road just at the very bottom, because that's my darkest color. So I just want that at the very bottom and the very corners. I'm going to go into the gravel road. So I'm back to having this more abrupt transition. Yeah, vinyl plank is super functional. You guys, this was like $1 a square foot, and it's like an interior floor that I get to work on instead of my garage floor. So this is my Dixie Belle oval brush. I've got it super dry. This is a dry brush, nothing on it.
Mom,
What's that, sweetie?
we found the box with all the video games and stuff.
Where was it?
It was at Amazon Prime, on the top of a bunch of boxes, by the table.
Oh yeah?
That opens from the front room at the other house, and by the basketball hoop.
Cool. So I just wet my surface again with my mister, and I'm kind of brushing and reworking the paint a little bit. This is so subtle. You can be as dramatic or as subtle as you want with blending. This piece, it's really, really a subtle blend. It's really nice and soft in person. It's nice and warm. Oh, I'm blurry. Your blend doesn't go quite as easily. I just want to keep showing it, and I think like the more you practice it, because it's really simple. It's not hard. But I think this is beautiful. I do need to fix over here. It's just a little far for me to reach. So I'm going to fix this edge a little bit. Let's focus on this foot down here. Oh, never watched you before. Hey, Carolyn! Woohoo! What brushes are you using? So, I kind of said this before, but I have Wooster shortcut brushes out. Given the choice, I would have my Dixie Belle Mini to do this. But mine are washing right now. They're wet. I rinsed them out from using them. So this is, I don't have as many of those as I'd like to have yet. So I have my Wooster shortcut brushes out. You love the pink. The pink is done this with the same technique, you guys. Same technique, only my 3 colors on that pink one were peony that I tinted with flamingo. My light, so I like to work with 3 color combinations, and when I do, I use a light, in this case, which is driftwood. On that piece, my light was soft pink. I use a medium. In this case, my medium is chocolate. On the pink one, my medium was the peony and flamingo, and then a dark. See the gradation? On that pink one, my dark color was plum crazy. So you can see the light, medium, dark. Nicole, keep watching. I promise. This is all I'm doing. It's not anything brilliant. I don't know any secrets. I'm not hiding anything. It really, really just happens like this. So I'm coming down to this foot. I'm going to darken the corner down here a little bit. You guys might need to turn your comments off or swipe them to the left to hide the comments so you can see my foot down here. I'm going to wrap all the way around it. And underneath, I'm adding some gravel road because I really want it to be a little bit dramatic down here. A little bit of gravel road coming up. I'm going to take my driftwood and bring it down. That nice and fresh. Darken this corner again. This little edge. Okay, and then my totally dry brush. Let me refocus you. There. So frustrating. Those feet are so cute. Thank you. I know you didn't mean those feet. That's all I got. Okay, my totally dry brush, I just brush those together. So the water is key. Yes, keep your paint wet. Once your paint starts getting too dry, it's going to start sticking. Once it starts sticking, you're not going to like the results. It starts pulling your paint off. It's going to give you brush strokes. Like, you don't want to be working with dry paint. I have a dry brush I'm working with, but my paint is not dry while I'm doing this. Cindy, you like my foot joke? I'm going to come up here and do this little corner. I mean, can you guys see how it is so subtle? It just looks a little aged, a little dirty. I could make this more dramatic, but on this piece, I really want it subtle. As it's starting to dry, there's a little spot right here I don't care for. I'm going to brush it out with my dry brush. My paint is still wet enough to play around with it. It just looks like, you know, it's been hit with some feet and moved a couple times. It's just shading. I'm not trying to, you know, make this fully a different color. I'm going to come up here to this corner. Sorry, I didn't turn my notifications off either. You see this corner? There we go. Pop this a little bit sideways. Okay, I'm going to come up here in this corner, and I just want to darken right along the wood at top, and then maybe this crevice right here. So I have a little bit of chocolate on here. My paint's dry right here. So I just really wet it. I do this kind of like that. Okay, so I got some chocolate on there. I'm gonna add some gravel road. Oh, you like the wheels for moving the piece? Okay, I got these a while ago and I hated them because I work in my garage and in California, I don't know if every state does this, but concrete, you have stress cracks in your concrete, which are like, you know, little crevices that are this wide. Well, these wheels stick in the stress cracks in the concrete. They will not roll over it. Your piece will fall off of the rollers. And so I got so frustrated that I never used them. Well, now I have this flooring down that's a smooth surface. It doesn't have the transitions in it. You can see it right there. And the wheels roll right over it. So now I like them again. Oh gosh, what did I get? A set of these, a set of 4 is like 20 bucks on Amazon. I can post a link. I have a link for them. So now I'm adding in my driftwood. So you guys can get closer and see this. Adding in some driftwood here with a soft hand because this is a small area. I don't want to overwhelm anything. Some driftwood going up right there. Secret weapon time. What would Brandy do? Funny. Yeah, I have my spray mister. I still use a regular water bottle when I want more water, but I do have my spray mister for light coverage with water. So I'm taking my totally dry brush. Horizontal brush strokes help to work that paint out. And I'm just feathering. I'm really just feathering the colors together. You guys see how that dry brush really softened that? I love it. I mean, and then I'm going to go back when I'm finishing this piece up, and I will put wax in this crevice here. The top coat's going to emphasize all these colors, but I will put wax in the crevice. A little water there. And it's really going to emphasize these colors. So it'll be more dramatic with the top coat on it. You know, top coat, chalk paint's never true to color right out of the bottle until you top coat it. I'm going to wet this corner, kind of messed it up. And bring that up a little bit. Add some gravel road right there. So I shade with paint and I shade with my waxes too. Try my secret weapon. It's a totally dry brush. I'm sitting here and I keep drying it on the rag because it starts getting a little wet. I mean, nothing's coming off on my hand other than that my hands are super dirty already. See, that's how little is on this brush. It is dry as a bone, and I keep drying it even more on my rag as I'm working. So, I mean, it's so subtle. I'm gonna come over and fix this leg right here. I couldn't reach it, so I just moved my piece a little bit. All I'm gonna do to fix it is add some driftwood. A little bit of water. I don't want to get my water over onto this part because I'm happy with this portion. So I'm really just trying to keep my water to this little stripe, and that's hard. But I don't want to clean up water spots. I do clean up water spots, guys. So I just added a little bit of from the brush with the gravel road and the chocolate. I'm using the same brush. What color wax? So I'm going to put a clear coat on this because it's going to be a bathroom vanity. I will clear coat this in Dixie Belle Gator hide. So once I'm done painting it, my next step will be gator hide, and then I will take Dixie Belle waxes and I will just shade with them. So I will use brown and black, a combination of them, and just hit my crevices like here and here. With an artist brush, I will just, like putting on eyeliner. I'm just going to put some eyeliner in there, and then I blend it out a little bit. With Dixie Belle waxes, they are water-based waxes, so you can clear coat over them again. So to protect my shading with the waxes, I will add another coat of gator hide over that. So I'm going to do gator hide, shading with waxes, gator hide again. getting ready to do a vanity. Yeah, this is going to be a bathroom vanity. This is going to have a sink built into it. So that's another thing to consider, is they're going to cut into the mustache drawer. See my mustache? Since I have you guys on, I'm going to fix this corner over here, and I also want to shade a little bit along the bottom right here. Just want to deepen that, so I'll do that with you guys on here. Let me even my phone out a little bit. So, does it look like it's smiling at you? I couldn't paint this piece, you guys, because it's burl. Burl is when the wood grows with a flaw in it, and it's rare. It's like getting a coin out of the mint that has it stamped upside down or something. It's incredibly beautiful, but mine looks like a mustache. So I think I'm gonna make a mold out of resin and put something on here and hope that it looks less mustachy when I'm done. Gator hide, then shading with waxes, then gator hide again. Yes, it will protect my shading with waxes. If this wasn't gonna be, I don't always put gator hide over my waxes. This is gonna be a bathroom vanity, so I want that extra protection over the waxes. But the waxes themselves are a top coat, so you can let your waxes cure and harden and just wax over the gator hide, and once it's cured, it's solid. But I'm gonna put gator hide over my waxes on this. I just added more of my dark, very stripy. Hate this. You think the mustache is a nice touch? It is going in a bathroom. It would be very appropriate to leave the mustache. I haven't pointed that out to my customer yet. This is a custom order. And I just think once I say that, she's always going to see a mustache there. So I don't really want to say that. I'm going to try to hide it first. Not hide it, but just like make it, oh, Valley Springs. Debbie, you aren't far from me. I have a friend that lives down there. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of the driftwood back in because I'm really stripy right now. See how stripy this is? Make sure it's wet before I start brushing on it. I like this corner, so I'm not going all the way over. I'm really just working this area here under my mustache. Okay, and let's lighten this up a little bit. Just so that I want the outer edges darker and the lighter edges are kind of just, or the inner edges are a little bit lighter. I just think of like parts I want to emphasize on the piece and where it would be more dramatic. So I'm gonna bring my camera in because I'm working in such a small spot. Hey Kimberly. Hey Brandy, how long would you wait to use gator hide over wax? I do wait a little bit longer for my wax to cure, so I probably give that at least 24 hours, at least, but sometimes I'll leave it sitting for 48. So my totally dry brush, I'm going to bring you guys in so you can see how stripy I am right now. I don't like this. It's pretty, but I don't want it that dramatic. So I'm going to take this down and this down right here with a totally dry brush. I'm just softening that, and I'm holding my phone at the same time, you guys, so I hope that's not messing it up. I'm going to soften this too. So, like I said, once I top coat this, you will really see the transitions, but with the raw paint, it's really, really, really subtle. Does it look symmetrical if I move my head out of the way? This is probably a little, that's dry over there, so this is a little bit darker. You work the driftwood into there a little bit more. I'm using my camera like a mirror. I'm gonna work the driftwood into there and here a little bit more, just to lighten that so it matches the other side. Again, it's wet, so you got to take that into account too. Totally, totally subtle, just a little bit of shading. My dry brush really just smears it out a little bit. You can see down at the legs how I just shaded down at the corner. Let me take you over to this one side that I didn't do on camera. This one's dry now. but it's a very soft transition. The brush makes it all come together. Please try this, you guys, and let me know if this was a helpful tip or not. But I think it's something that really works for me. Yeah, so the waxes will just give it that extra bit of drama. I'm going to even out this little center piece at the bottom. Like I said, I have a piece that goes across here. So I'm going to have to come back and touch that up, but it was a little warped, and so I'm reshaping it right now. I got it wet, and it's being held by clamps to shape it. So, I mean, that's it, guys. That's the basics. And watch when I, these are my drawers. I took my drawers out because the fronts are, this is the wood grain. But this will help you envision kind of the finished look. So this is my wood grain. I used a weathered wood accelerator by Varathane. It grays the wood naturally, and it's more subtle than a gray wood stain would be. So this is the natural wood grain on here. I used the weathered wood accelerator, and then I also streaked in some voodoo gel stain. It comes in little squirt bottles, and I just squirted it in stripes. And it goes with the grain of the wood, but it just emphasized the variation in them a little bit. So you can see what I'm going for. It's very soft. I've got a little bit of shading going on. The waxes will emphasize that with the grays and the browns, the driftwood, the chocolate, and the gravel road. That's the direction I'm going. My top is wood stained also, so it ties in here, here, and here. I'm going to give this a little bit of white in here with some glaze. So I'm almost done with this piece. That was all my paint. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll start my top coats on my waxes, and then you guys will get to see the finished piece. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. You guys message me and let me know if the dry brush helps, if that was a successful thing for you guys, because I use it a lot. It really works. Yeah, the drawers make it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys later. I'm Brushed by Brandy. Go like my page if you don't already, and follow me on Brushed by Brandy. And I'm going to post my affiliate link on here if you guys need to order any Dixieville paint or the new brushes that I've been using. That's where you'll get them. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.